daily prayer gives me the strength to continue in these uncertain times.
You should join us for a prayer and a bowl of hot stew. Drink something, I recommend something bottled. The last thing you need is a stomach bug out here.
How can I help you? I'm not surprised. Cults such as this are popular amongst the younger members. Usually they fall apart within a few months, though these ushers seem to be gaining traction. It may not seem like much, but groups like the ushers are dangerous. I've tried to get the Round Table to deal with them, but with everything else going on, they just don't have the time. They encourage zealotry and a very specific closed-minded interpretation of the Books of Mormon. Beyond that, I don't think I have to tell you why a doctrine that says we need to kill everyone in the wasteland is bad. It seems a new group like this pops up every month. That being said, the Ushers have been around for about half a year. It's the most popular of these groups by far, and the most frightening. You? That may work. You're an outsider. You can do things I can't. You should know, however, that I can't pay you. Really? It's rare to meet a generous soul in the wasteland. I would speak to the Sofa Maria. She was the one who alerted me to this group in the first place. Try to keep an eye out for anyone suspicious as well. More than likely, they're a part of this.
Hello again. How may I be of assistance to you? This advanced medical research lab was abandoned prior to the war. Odd enough for a robotics company to be involved in such an undertaking. But this is only a soup con of the strangeness. It seems that someone tried to ransack the place, but settled for smashing all the terminals and burned them, along with all the research logs in the central room. Someone didn't want whatever was going on up here to be noticed or discovered. Perhaps a revelation they felt impeded upon the works of God. Perhaps something as terrible as learning to split the atom. My mind churns with the possibilities. For the more my Sophers investigate, the more secrets this seemingly innocuous building harbors. We're attempting to piece together the purpose of research done here, but all that's left is evidence of cryogenic experiments on canines, some of which are still frozen in stasis pods. Feel free to look around, but do be careful in the main laboratory. A power surge caused the robotic dissection suites to reactivate, and we currently can't find the means to shut them down. I wasn't always this dour. Once I was a brilliant, vivacious young scribe. Not as fervid as Molly, mind you. Father Elijah changed all that. After the Battle of Helios 1, I was wounded by a rad scorpion as we fled towards our new bunker. I began to bleed out, but then Elijah found me. I'd always looked upon him like a grandfather. He seemed particularly taken with me and another girl, Veronica. He stopped the venom and my bleeding. As he carried me away, I believed the darkest moment in my life had passed. How naive I was then. While he repaired my body, Elijah had other designs for my brain. Specifically for my pineal gland. The dark truth of his fondness revealed itself. Apparently, he'd taken a fondness to me because of my gift, and wanted to enhance it cybernetically. The surgery was horrific without anesthesia. I don't know how many days had passed, only that it was several surgeries later. He grew frustrated with the process and stitched me up mid-operation. He raved about not having the proper tech, but that he knew where to find it. Elijah abandoned me. I awoke in a shack on the outskirts of Freeside. I never heard from him again. The last round of surgery damaged me. My amygdala, specifically. In short, I have trouble processing emotions, particularly happiness and anger. I've worked with the Domina and Clements to restore them, but it's like trying to regrow an arm. You eventually learn to adapt. Perhaps one day God will answer that prayer. As a teen, I discovered I could, know things via nasty shocks of electricity. I owe my impulsivity to fix an old terminal for the revelation. Tasha believes the ability is a gift from God, something about biblical prophets having similar powers. Me, I have a more mundane explanation. Pretty sure, being a scribe, my mother was exposed to some FEV residue, or heavy radiation, from old pieces of tech, before she knew she was pregnant. A lot of babies in my bunker had birth defects around the time I was born. So, put two and two together. It's more like visions of what another person around me is feeling. It works both ways. With enough concentration, I can make another feel a certain way. You can imagine why Elijah wanted to save me. What a mass-scale weaponized version of my power would do to the NCR morale. Nightmarish indeed. That is disheartening. I always imagined watching the life dim in his eyes as my fingers crushed his windpipe. Still, accolades to you for wiping that filth from this world. I hope his death was painful and gruesome. That's personal. I would rather not go down this road. Please don't push the issue. Have a good day, and stay safe out there. Hello again. How may I be of assistance to you? Yes, I can ameliorate any ailments you might have, or tend your wounds after a battle. What seems to be the trouble? Indulging in chems is a bad path to start down. Clemens was addicted to medics for a while. Dark times, and a long recovery. Here, this'll help.
How may I assist you? My name is Maria. I'm part of the Silvers. To put it simply, we focus in medical science and research. Charlene can explain it better than I. It's clear that both of them truly care about the Crusaders, but they also have different ideas for our future. Sadly, those ideas are contradictory to each other. Conflict is inevitable, and it will likely only get worse as time goes on. Oh, you mean the Ushers? I'm afraid I already told Warden Howell everything I know. I can't offer much else. The Ushers are a small group within the Crusaders that are mostly made up of younger members. They believe that by killing Wastelanders, they're fulfilling a holy mission, that murder is some kind of salvation. All I can say is that you should look for anything out of the ordinary. Someone handing out pamphlets, perhaps. I found one of their pamphlets, like you. I thought that would be obvious. I'm telling the truth. I have no reason to lie. I know. It's why I told Warden Howell, but I didn't tell him everything. My love, Leon, is a member of the Ushers. It's how I learned about them. I've been trying to get him to leave the Ushers, but he remains loyal. I'm worried he's going to do something terrible. He's usually patrolling the halls, handing out the pamphlets. Please, if you can, try and convince him to leave the Ushers. He's a good man. He simply lost his way. He was frustrated with the Round Table. He didn't think they were doing enough to help the Wasteland. I agree, somewhat. But this isn't the way to fix the problem. Thank you.
We're only staying for a brief while. I just tried H-bomb the other day. God, that stuff is awful.
Have a blessed day. I think that box of fancy lads might have been moldy.
I think that box of fancy lads might have been moldy.
Can I help you with something? My tale is pretty boring compared to most others here. I was a veterinarian with one of the caravans that ran through New Canaan. I kept the Brahmin happy and healthy, checked they were properly fed and hydrated, and able to walk with no signs of soreness or hoof issues. But after the destruction of the town, the caravan left me behind. So I picked up with a band of the survivors and came here. I was able to transfer my skills as a vet into human medicine. There are some huge differences, mind you, but I'm still better than most Sophers. Sorry, but all my time needs to be dedicated to Charlene and the other 2 critical patients. Our scouts talked about a clinic called Patch and Go, though. I've heard good things about their recovery rates, so you might want to consider them a viable option until Charlene is back on her feet. Okay, then.
I'm busy, Gentile. Go bother America or something. That is none of your business. Oh yes, let me tell you, a Gentile I met literally 5 seconds ago, my entire personal history. If you want a lecture, talk to Weaver. I have work to do. As if it was ever a secret. He holds no authority over me. I follow the Lord's word, not Weaver's, not the Warden's, and certainly not yours! For years, we have lived under Weaver's thumb, following her flawed ideology. No longer will we follow her teachings. No longer will we lay about doing nothing. We shall take action. We shall work to save those who are trapped in this wasteland. We will cleanse the waste, and Emma will ascend to... I mean, our leader will... Damn you! We will prevail, no matter what you do. I'm guessing Maria put you up to this. I understand her concerns, but I must do what is right, no matter the cost. No! I can't live without her! And I see now that I did not appreciate this. I'll leave the ushers for her sake.
wonder what the Brotherhood is really like. Are they all as tough as Clements and Weaver?
Wish I could feel my toes. Damn this cold.
Another Gentile? Great. I suggest you finish your business here as quickly as possible. Then leave. You are a Gentile. You know nothing of the Lord or his mercy. I have little to say to you, and I do not like wasting time. I was exiled, more or less. I publicly criticized the Round Table for their inaction, and was sent here as punishment. If they were smart, they would have killed me. Not much. I'm given little to do by design. Most days my responsibilities begin and end with the bonfire. A Gentile found out before the Round Table? Why am I not surprised? Yes, I am the leader of the Ushers, God's chosen general in this crusade. You may kill me, but it's too late. The attack on Arlington Heights has already started. The purge begins now. We'd have no hope against a larger settlement, and we must start somewhere. Arlington will serve as a message to the wasteland, an icon for the Crusaders to rally behind, under the Usher's banner. We have seen the wasteland for what it is, a physical purgatory that keeps us from the Lord's embrace. Why leave people here to suffer and wallow in sin, when we can take action and bring them closer to God? Every death is a soul saved. Every sacrifice is one step closer to paradise. It is indeed a sin, but the greater sin would be inaction. Apathy is death. In this case, a spiritual one. It wasn't planned by any means. It started as a series of lectures, but as my audience grew, I realized that my words could be translated into action. That I could do what the Round Table could not, and save the frontier. I have betrayed nothing. If anything, I have fulfilled our original purpose. Weaver and the Round Table sit in their high castle playing royalty, while I live up to our namesake and lead a holy crusade. I did not realize it before, but you are right. It's there, gnawing at the edges. I have made a mistake. You must correct it before the damage is irreparable.
safe out there.
Beep boop. Secret, secret. I've got a secret. I'm just messing with you. What do you need? It helps attract customers for one, and it's fun to do. There aren't many people who know about tech in Portland, so I can be intimidating to some. Humor helps. Thanks. I made it myself. He's a lot more power efficient since that guy messed with him. I never got his name, but he had an iPod of his own, and he loved to talk about the past. I'm pretty sure he kept talking even when I was asleep. Well, I grew up outside of the city in the forest. One day an iPod malfunctioned and landed in front of our house. I took it apart, put it back together, and just did that over and over again, until I knew everything there was to know about robots. And if you're good at something, you make caps doing it. So that's what I'm doing. It died eventually. It happens. But I keep its chassis around as memento. I'm wearing it now, actually. Oh, that! It's the serial number for my first iBot. My real name is Vitalia, but XBZ8756 is a lot more memorable. Parts, scrap metal, electronics, microfusion cells, an energy weapon or two, that kind of thing. Opening. Buy/sell menu. Goodbye. Execute.
Howdy. You looking to buy some protection? I got good guns for good prices. I wish I did, but if I start selling them, Danny'll see me as a threat. I'd rather keep my legs unbroken. I mostly get them from military bases, or old weapon caches. When those run dry, though, I scavenge what I can off dead NCR soldiers. It ain't pretty, but it's not like they're using them anymore. This is the Old Fart Saloon. Bad name for what's otherwise a decent little bar. The drinks are good, and the people are fair. Really, the only negatives are the iBot, how close we are to Danny's shop. Yeah, that's the one. Never liked those things. They're all so creepy. It's like they're staring at your soul. The shop is fine. Hell, it's one of the best places in Portland. Problem is Danny. He's a crook and a cheat. There's nothing he won't do if you give him enough caps. Shoot. Do I live in a bar? Hell no. My husband and I have a shack a few miles from here. He's probably trading with the Legion at Ostia. Should be back in about a month or so. Why wouldn't I be? Yeah, they've got some shit policies when it comes to women folk. But that's only for the military. Not to mention their trade routes are the safest in the wasteland. When my man is walking their routes, I never have to wonder if he's coming home or not. My story's a cap a dozen out here. Lived the merc life until I got too old to do it anymore. Unlike most scavs, though, I didn't try to go out in a blaze of glory like a dumbass. Instead, I married my man and settled down as a trader. We're making more money now than we ever did as mercs. He's one of the most stubborn men you'll ever meet out here. Good looking, too. Funny thing is, we used to be rivals. Hated each other so much we wanted to kill each other. One day he cornered me in what would become Brighttown. He could have pulled the trigger right there, but instead, we got to talking. One thing led to another, and soon enough, I ended up pregnant with our first child. Our first got killed by bleeder tribals in a raid. We went to massacre the tribe for what they'd done, but they were already gone. Second child was a huge disappointment. Ran off with all our caps to become a slaver. Never saw him again after that, but I heard he's got a cushy job at Junk Flea now. Last one is Stella, our only daughter. She's all the way down in California now. Sent her there as soon as the war started getting bad. Judging by the notes she's been sending us, she's doing pretty well down there. Better than she ever did here. Stay safe out there.
Daniel gives me the creeps.
Welcome to the Old Fart Saloon, kid. I'm Johnny Sims, proprietor and sole employee. What can I do for you? Yeah, we don't really get much trouble around here. Usually some idiot tries to rob the place, then gets gunned down before he can put out his last word. Old Fart Saloon. Part bar, part trading post, all sorts of hell. Ain't no place on earth like it. Only the finest drinks in the frontier. Another satisfied customer. Huh, what's my story, you say? Hell, take a good hard look at me. I am a story. Ha! Nah, I'm just messing with you. I'm just an old drifter trying to find his place in the world. Opened this bar about, God, what was it? Nearly 100 years ago. Well, however long it was, I've been here ever since.
sale! You! Yeah, you! You look like you could use some quality junk! My junk for your caps. What do you say? We've got gray junk, white junk, scratchy junk, smooth junk, funky junk, glowing junk, and more. Give me enough caps, and I can even get you some gold-plated junk. No way! 8 out of 10 ghouls have told me that it's perfectly safe. And the other 2 are feral, so they don't count. Prepare to enter a whole new world of junk! Nope, not even guns. Though, even if we did have those, Grant wouldn't let me sell them. Grant says that Brighttown used to sell people water, and that they shared the caps they got with us. But the Legion put something in the water, and now we can't drink it. So that just leaves junk. Our best and only resource. Oh, no. My parents are dead. Grant looks after me now, and he doesn't care what I do, as long as I don't go into the ruins. There are monsters in there. Wendigos. You need to shoot them in the head, or else they won't die. This is Arlington. There used to be more people here, but they left. Some left after Brighttown, but Grant says that most of them just got tired of living here. I hope we're leaving soon. There's nothing to do here besides sell junk. I used to live there, with Mom and Dad. Then something happened, and they died, along with a lot of other people. I was too young to remember what happened, and the adults act weird whenever I ask about it. I think the Legion and NCR had a fight or something, but I don't know what that has to do with us. Another satisfied customer.
Thanks for the help, stranger. We wouldn't have been able to take those psychos on our own.
Damn Crusaders! I knew we shouldn't have trusted them. No more trade, no more charity work. I'm gonna make sure everyone knows what they did here. A splinter group that just so happens to be wearing their armor and flying their flag. Alright, I get it. I was a bit harsh. Can you blame me? We'll keep quiet about this, but we're watching you.
No one's ever come out of the emergency shelter alive. No salvage is worth that.
A buddy of mine said he got a job at the Hunter's Lodge. Never saw him again.
Welcome to Arlington Heights, stranger. Doubt you'll find much here, but you're welcome to look around. Was a town before the war, and a small settlement after it. Now it's little better than a flophouse. Brighttown, that's what happened. No one really wanted to stick around after the massacre, and you can't blame them.
There was a chance we could have bounced back, but that went out the window when the Wendigos overran the town. Some of us don't have anywhere else to go. Others, like myself, prefer life out here to living under a superpower. We used to sell scrap to this cult north of Brighttown, but they stopped sending their people out a while back. Since then, we've been relying on this group called the Crusaders. They want us to follow their weird religion, but they're fine otherwise. Most blame NCR for what happened, and a few blame the Legion. Truth be told, it doesn't matter who did it. It happened, and we have to live with it. I'm the closest thing this place has to a mayor. Not that I wanted the job, mind you. It's just that no one else was willing to take it. Yeah, later.